I need some attention from women, or I need some erotic interaction. And men, I think oftentimes just like collapse it into I need sex, but I think it's bigger than that. It's like I need to be desired, I need to play in that romantic erotic space, I need this thing, and men become like drug addicts for that, and their whole consciousness just gets sucked into that thing.
Coming all the way from Minneapolis to Washington, D.C., we now bring you Enter the Freud.
Warning! This content is for entertainment purposes only. It is not medical advice. Do not take anything we say seriously, for goodness sakes.
There was a while there where Ryan Gosling was like the hottest of the hot. He's probably was like on the cover of like whatever People of like the hottest dude ever. And at one point I really like took a really close look at his face, and it's like, obviously it's good looking, but it's not like flawless, perfectly good looks. But I think what Ryan Gosling, especially in that era, and it probably was like, it was like when I don't even remember the movie, I don't know. It was like he was doing some dancing movie and it like won Best Picture, and that was when he was like the it dude. I think Ryan Gosling, more than his physical good looks, it's some energetic thing he does, and it's like he radiates like a sun. It's like the light of the sun radiates out in his eyes and his smile. It's like he's just radiating like happiness. It's like a mix of confidence and happiness, but also like friendly. Like you look at a good picture of him and you feel like he wants to be your friend, and you guys are and he's gonna love you and you're gonna love him, and it's just gonna be joy and wonder. And he's like super strong, but also soft and gentle in a certain way. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. I could try to describe this quality he has, but I think that's what made him the hottest dude in the world, more so because his face isn't that good looking. He's got a super good body, but his face is just like above average. But everyone thought he was the hottest thing in the universe.
Monday, I was in the gym and there was some lady there it was just the craziest outfit she had on with half of her boobs hanging out. And I was like thinking to myself, maybe I would like to date that lady. She lives in my building. Like, it can't be hard to find her.
Right.
Right? And you know, it was just the two of us. It was pretty weird. We kept like staring at each other through the mirror.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to look directly at her because I like had some weird phobia evolving, right? Because literally there she was with the bottom half of her boobs hanging out of her shirt in the gym.
Right. So clearly she's on a mission.
She's on a mission to just like torture people on Instagram, or like. She had a very sad audience in the gym. It was literally just me. And I thought, well maybe
I don't think she needs numbers. If there's one dude that's like checking her out, like her mission, her gym mission is accomplished. That feels good. Women get that so much and men get so little, where someone's like checking you out and you can tell, ooh, that person wants me. Women get that energy a lot, and a lot of times they say they don't want it. They say it's like toxic or being raped, rape me with their eyes, or whatever that term is. They say that, but obviously this woman was wanting that energy, and if you want it and you're getting it, it feels fucking fantastic.
I know that people need to be desired till the end of days.
Yeah.
It was just really fascinating to see someone in the gym being so provocative, and then my reaction to that.
Yeah.
Where I was like, whoa, how interesting. And I even had the thought in my head to like go over to her and just start talking to her about like whatever the fuck
So I think what I'm hearing happen is you're in a happy relationship right now. You're not actually interested in doing the dating, seducing thing. So and so Monday morning you go to the gym and you're just trying to like live your life, and then there's this woman there who's doing a thing that kind of like does it's like she like sends out a witch's spell and hooks your consciousness against your will, and suddenly you're like, maybe I do want to do the dating thing. Maybe I do want to talk to her. Maybe, and it's like you had no intention of doing that, but it just like happened to you and you got sucked into it maybe it's as simple as like the natural animal instinct where you see a really gorgeous woman, and the evolutionary psychologist will tell you that you see a very fertile woman. You see signs of fertility, and the signs of fertility hit your primitive brain, pump some hormones and neurotransmitters, and suddenly now you're ready to like do the mating ritual, whereas you weren't interested in doing the mating ritual 10 minutes earlier before you saw her.
Absolutely.
Yep. Okay, that's the like biological, the evolutionary psych explanation. Let me offer a different, more mystical explanation. And I think they go together. It doesn't have to be one or the other. That you're doing your thing, and then there's a woman who's doing some like psychological like thing where she's like radiating this energy, and it's like energy that goes out, and she's just like looking for attention and erotic play and a dance, and that energy just like reverberates out, and you can just feel like, whoa, there's a magnetic pull over there. Let me go look. We could almost, if we got mystical, we could almost say she might even be sort of around the corner, but for some weird reason you just are like, what's around the corner over there? Because she's like she's like emanating these magnetic waves of like, I'm running the Aphrodite archetype super heavy, and it can't help but kind of tickle the Mars archetype in you, and it's just like, and you're just like drawn over there.
Yeah, I mean, I found myself having thoughts that haven't entered my mind in a while. Mm-hmm. And then I thought, hey, what's happening to me? Right? Obviously, because it's like, it goes in contradiction to what I've been doing. So I'm like, what am I doing? Am I like suddenly like, are my eyes wandering? Right? Like, which of course my girlfriend would shoot me if she thought that I was, because that's not helpful. Yep. But clearly in this situation, you'd be insane to not have this occur. Yep. Right? It would be super weird. But I gotta say, there's definitely times in life when you're so into other stuff where it doesn't matter what naked ladies are passing you. You're just like, weird naked ladies. And you just go on.
Totally.
Right? Like,
It's interesting. And then there's other times where like you're just searching out attractive women compulsively and you can't focus on anything else because you're so like obsessed with finding that thing.
Yes. That one is probably way more common than being immune to naked ladies. Yeah. Right?
But that I think a lot of men are in that, sometimes like being tortured by it. I think that's really common. And I don't think people quite acknowledge, this is similar to our last talk where we were talking about sexual rejection. I think there's a psychological state that a lot of men are in, sometimes extremely, where it's like, I need some attention from women, or I need some erotic interaction. And men, I think oftentimes just like collapse it into, I need sex. But I think it's bigger than that. It's like, I need to be desired. I need to play in that romantic, erotic space. I need this thing. And men become like fucking drug addicts for that, and their whole consciousness just gets sucked into that thing. And it's fucking powerful and pervasive, man. And I think that's what drives men to be rapey. That's what drives men to start to slip into that toxic male, Harvey Weinstein, Me Too space, is like, they're like drug addicts and they're starved of a thing that I think they need, and they don't know how to get it, and it starts to just be like a bad spiral.
But that's super unattractive as a presentation.
Totally.
It's repulsive.
Yes.
Right? When you come out and you're fiending for a taste of whatever it is. Yep. You can't get women to run away faster.
No.
It's like it's the most bizarre phenomenon, and so it becomes this rejection feedback loop.
Yep.
That the more that you are conscious about this, which is where guys will come up with stupid plans where they're like, dude, you got to beat off before you go on a date. Yep. And I'm like, like people will literally say stupid things like this.
Yep.
Or, you have to have 3 girls in your whatever your loop that
Yep.
you are talking to that you can hook up with.
Yep.
Like 3 booty calls. You need at least 3 booty calls before you can then actually approach the chick you want.
Yeah,
I'm like,
well, those two things are strategies to avoid slipping into the desperate. I think the word that best describes it from women's perspective is creepy. They use that word.
Yeah.
Oh, he's creepy, and creepy means you've slipped into desperation. You've lost your ability to present yourself gracefully, and you start to be like, must have pussy, and that's the creepy space, and women will fucking run from that shit.
it's the opposite of Ryan Gosling.
Yes, totally, it totally is.
So it's Ryan Gosling then turns to Frodo. No, the dude with
Gollum.
the ring.
Gollum.
Gollum. Yeah, it's like, hey, my precious dude. That's like exactly how disgusting and creepy you can appear.
Yes.
Like if guys actually knew that they would appear like Gollum versus Gosling,
Right.
based on just their perspective alone. But you
Yes.
think, well, how easy is it to adopt a new perspective? Well, it's like the hardest thing on the planet.
Yeah.
I do not know anything harder to achieve. And so people will talk about, you have to have a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset,
Yeah.
or a stupid mindset instead of a fucking idiot mindset. Yeah, I'm aware of everyone. Yeah, that's great. And how exactly does one achieve this? Like what?
Right. That's $1 million question. How do you achieve that? But you and I think we have to coin a new term that will become famous for, like, growth mindset. Blah, blah. Ours is the Gosling Gollum continuum. and you need to track yourself and rate yourself and put it up on your fridge. Where am I at on the Gollum to Gosling continuum? But I do think and how do you do that? Who knows? But one simple thing is to have some self-awareness of there's a Gollum in all of us, right? All men have a Gollum where we're like, my precious, and we go to the gym and we see that chick and we're like, oh, my precious. And if she sees that, even a hint of that, she's gonna fucking run the other way because I tilted too far to the Gollum end of the continuum. And I have to fucking hide that shit, and I have to cognitive override and force myself to go into the to the Ryan Gosling end of the continuum, where it's more like what is it that he's doing? See if you can describe what's the opposite. What is Ryan Gosling doing?
I'll tell you, Gosling is unique, and I too recognize this kind of like supreme manifestation of this archetype, but it was in a different film. It was in a film where you know what? It doesn't matter because I can't describe it right now, but I just remember leaving the theater, and it was like, because I was watching him so intently, he was the focus of the film, and then it's like, as I was watching him, it was clear that what his face was doing, my micro expressions were mimicking. And so what he was doing with his physique, I was sitting in the chair. Probably if you had filmed it, all dudes were in that movie theater slightly perfecting the Gosling mannerisms.
We're all like trying to figure out how to do that act or that performance.
It's like, dude, what is he doing?
Right.
Like, look at how he's standing, and then look at how, look at those subtle expressions and how effective they are.
Okay,
It's
let's try to put. We're gonna have to stop it a second. Let's try to put some words or give some sense. I'll start, but then you got to go. It's like when Ryan Gosling was in that, and like Bradley Cooper really had it a handful of years ago. George Clooney used to really have it. Okay, so it's this confidence, but not like they're posturing like I'm badass. It's more like they're actually anchored in, wow, life is so wonderful, and you're wonderful, and I'm wonderful. And there's like this fullness of playful. Again, it's like the sun is like radiating from them, not in an egocentric way, but just like in a fullness of joy and play. But they're super confident, but they also include you it's like the world is a great place, and I'm wonderful and you're wonderful, and it's almost like a generosity that they do.
I totally agree that the inclusivity is part of it, and which is why when you see characters like Vin Diesel, The Rock, even though The Rock's funny as shit how he plays on himself, and all of these like massive individuals who have become this like I am the huge bigger guy. Like, of course Arnold is the king of that, but like that dude is not he's too big and all consuming. There's not enough for you. Right? Like that kind of a less threatening almost.
Yep.
Right? You can clearly go too far
into arrogance, or like I'm badass. That's not as good as what Ryan Gosling does.
Yeah, as you can see the various individuals who own it for a second.
Yep.
And then pass off the torch.
Yep.
And then I
okay,
just
now
can't...
before we stop, see if you can do your best to like describe it in 100 words or less kind of thing.
Just describe what the embodiment of the Gosling,
or either that or what's the essence of this, of like the most attractive thing that a man can do, whether it's Ryan Gosling or whatever.
I honestly believe that it's just the ability to present with this kind of a consistency or a continuity that it's like confidence in its embodied form. It's confidence in that you can see that the person knows that they can handle every situation from experience. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not affronting, it's not false. Otherwise, you're a douchebag just with a posture of look at how easily I can handle the situation. But then really everyone else who is a man who's trying to do the same thing can see right through that.
Yeah, totally.
We can all see who isn't, like, are you a worthy opponent? Are you a combatant that I should be afraid of? And in the same way, you can see if someone is legit in their presentation of their ability to deliver. Like, can you actually arrive as somebody who is ultimately genuine and can read the room and play the whole game? Or are you someone who's just like talking a bunch of smack that you can't back up 5 minutes later?
Yeah, totally. I like that. All right, dude, we got to stop.
That's a wrap.